Nobody knows what the fuck they are doing. So I am a high performer. And I assume that if you're watching this video, you're probably a high performer as well. You will get this situation in life that you have so much uncertainty and you feel such a crippling feeling that you know nothing. You don't know what the fuck you are doing. And in that moment where you need to realize or watch this video. So the story of me talking about this or coming to this idea is literally a few minutes ago, I had this feeling that, I don't know, there's something wrong, whatever. So I was analyzing myself. Well, is my dopamine is good? Am I fucked up? Am I watching too much social media? Well, no. I actually don't even like social media, so I know I'm good with that, right? Then I'm like, okay, well, that's not that. Is it a little bit of sugar? Well, I do 20-kilometer biking every day, so even if I eat sugar, it shouldn't even affect me at all. Okay, cool. And then I said, well, I have to write down. I have to almost like journal. So I wrote down. I sat down, got my notebook, and I wrote. I said, well, what the fuck do I wrote? What do I? And the moment I write, the reality is, I don't know shit, or I don't know what the fuck am I doing, or where am I heading. And so does everybody else. And I thought to myself, well, I shouldn't just keep this idea to me, but actually to share it with you, because you have a lot to say about this topic. In this last period, I've actually written a lot. I'd say probably it's the #1 period where I have written the most. And I had periods before where I have written a lot, but this period is almost as structured as it gets. And a lot of it is almost constructive, not just almost as emotion dumping. It's pretty much all of it is constructive, which just shows of how important this phase is. The way I'm going to talk about this topic is I'm going to give a lot of first-hand experience. It's not going to be just theory or books or entrepreneurs. I will actually give some of that as well, but I'll focus mainly on my first-hand experience so I can explain this in more in depth and give you a sort of view that you probably will never get elsewhere. 1 year ago and 1 month, or exactly 1 year ago and 17 days. So the month or that prior month to that, I had such a crippling feeling of uncertainty. My mother was about to die. I didn't know which day she's going to die. And I didn't know what the fuck is going to happen next. It's uncertainty. I was looking at it in the eyes. What's happened to me in that period is I was paralyzed. I couldn't move. I didn't do shit. I was literally paralyzed as it gets. And that I noticed in myself, this quality that I have is facing uncertainty. I have such a deficiency that I just paralyze. Genuinely, I can't do shit. Because I'm a personality that likes control. I like to know what the fuck is going to happen so I can plan, and always I like feeling everything's under control. So in situations like this, where I have no clue what's going to happen next, it's almost as if I'm paralyzed. After my mother's death, I sat with my oldest brother, and I talked to him about it. I said, well, I actually have this problem that every time I face uncertainty, I paralyze. When my mother was about to die and I had all this uncertainty and I listened out to him, I said, well, I just couldn't do nothing. And he explained to me in his way, and also I saw him do it, which is you have to move anyway. And action is the resolution of this uncertainty or this paralysis. And I would say probably the aspect that you can add to it is speed of action. So you don't know what's going to happen. You might as well just do something. And even better if you can do something fast or with speed, so you can do a lot of things maybe. Or you can do just the same thing but faster, so you can have more time to do other things. Or do the same thing again. And that just I just didn't get it. I understand it, I understood it. And he explains it to me, and I see it, and I see him do it. I just couldn't do it. I'm being honest, I couldn't do it. It was some sort of inhuman what he was doing. And I analyzed him a lot, obviously, and obviously he invited me to this vacation as well last summer with him, and you got to see his movement and action and speed in first hand. So I saw him how he moves. I saw him how fast he moves and gets things done. And with him, I say I was you can say as a subordinate, or I don't know, I don't want to say slave, but you got the point. I was following him wherever he goes, right? I mean, he's the man. I'm just following. And I've never been this. I really don't know shit. He knows. If he says sit down, I'm gonna sit down. And I was a follower. That's the word. And I was moving with him. So he goes there. I go there with him. He goes there. I go there. He says. He moves. And even if I don't feel like or I feel tired, I shut the fuck up and I do it anyway. What am I gonna say to my brother that I'm tired? Of course not. Okay, so I came back home from vacation, and that stuck with me. Not the action, not the movement, not the speed, but the observations I've made. Why is he fast? I really didn't care about why. How is he fast? How? And that was the piece I was missing, is the how. Not the why. I really understood the why. I mean, everybody understands the why. The faster you act, the faster you get things done. So you have more time to do the same things, or you have more time to do other things. And action is always what gets you the results. You'll never sleep and get things done. It's easy, simple to understand why, but the how he does it. Because the speed itself is not really that complicated, but really the behind the scene, almost as the psychological frame of it, is what's important, which is the decision making, the thought process. How do you do that? So fast forward to me now, I feel like, and I look at myself from an objective standpoint, and I would say I am decently fast. I'm decently fast. I have speed. I definitely do have speed. The least I can say is I have a little bit of speed. I have some speed. I am fast, I'm not gonna lie. I do have speed now. Probably not my brother's speed. Probably not even close, but I have speed. I have a lot of speed. And here's an example. I'm gonna give you my daily life right now. Every day, I wake up at 7 a.m. and usually I wake up at 7:30. So the alarm I actually, because I have to answer some equations, some mathematical equations. So 7:30 I wake up. I make my breakfast. While my breakfast is getting cooked or the water getting boiled, whatever, I try to film a video. So video 2, for you guys, I film it, I eat breakfast, and I hit back or I hit out. I go to the American Center here in Morocco, Oujda. It's the library, I use the library. It's a very good library with internet speed, fast internet speed, everything. And I go there and I study German. Obviously, I also upload videos, and sometimes I do some errands, like if I have to talk to my professors, but I usually do that in the evening, not in the morning. In the morning, I usually just study German, just Deutsch. Or if I have to upload the videos, I upload them. It's not really that complicated, just hit a button. So I study German. At 12:30, I come back and I head home and I make something to eat and eat it. If I can, I film another video. I go out to the American Center, I study Deutsch again. In the evening, I give myself a little bit more time to do the other errands, like following up on my professors or talking to professors or making up some scholarships, applications, seeing what the fuck is going on with that. I can do that in the evening. And obviously I study Deutsch most of the time. The majority of the hours I study Deutsch. If I have to talk to some professors, I talk to them. And usually professors, even if they want to call me, they call me in that time. At 6:30 we get out, I come back home, I make something to eat, and so in the evening or late night, whatever, I'd say also it depends on the day. As an example, yesterday it was a different program. But anyway, yesterday I was studying, but let's just talk about today. Today is a very typical day. So I come back home, and usually the night I give myself more of the time. I don't like FOMO, fear of missing out, to try to crumple everything and be productive at night instead of sleeping. So I give myself the time. I can watch some videos or watch social media, scroll on social media, whatever I want. And usually and usually I film a video or two, sometimes three, depending on the day. Like this, right now, I'm filming a video. And I sleep. So where does stress actually crumble to me is in the evening. When I'm alone in the house, I am not moving, I'm on my phone, I feel stressed. And I feel the worst. And I think a little bit. And this just brings me back, man, to when my mother died. I've made one rule in my life. One rule and one rule only. Guess what it is? It was always stay out of the house. Never stay in the house. Never. I don't give a fuck if you have to spend a little bit of money on a coffee shop or whatever. Go spend that money. Don't stay in the house. Just don't stay in the house. I don't give a fuck what do you have to do. Just don't stay in the house. I'm pretty sure I don't have the notebook because I don't like keeping notebooks and romanticizing that shit. But the point is, it was a golden rule. And I do apply it every day. As you can see, that's my typical day. That's what I've done today. Tomorrow was a little bit different because it's a holiday, but I didn't give a fuck. I went to another library and I still got it done. I still did 4 hours and came back, ate, showered, and went to my friend. And also we did probably like another 4 hours. It wasn't all studying, but it was 4 hours of genuine mastermind alliance. But the point is, that's my typical day. That's how it goes. And this, what speed looks like. This, what action looks like. And the reason why I started with uncertainty and nobody knows what the fuck they're doing is because I don't know what the fuck am I doing. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen next. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm gonna act as if I know exactly what's gonna happen in the future, I'll be fucking lying. I can give you some examples. I can give you, as an example, the most likely is, I have my recruitment test next month. I do that, then I get recruited, and I work as a nurse, and that's cool, right? I can also say that second most likely, and probably as likely or simultaneously, it doesn't have to be one or the other, is to learn German, finish B2, get my diploma, apply for the visa, and go to Germany. Those are things I know. But there's other things, as I am applying for scholarships. I see opportunities to just take them, right? So these are uncertain. Even when it comes to German, and even when it comes to my recruitment test, I don't know when my recruitment test is. I don't know when. I don't know when I'm going to get recruited, or when I'm going to get recruited, or with whom I'm going to get recruited. I have no clue. With the German, I can make some predictions, but I also have no clue where I'm going to finish the A2, B1, B2 level. I don't know how hard it's going to be or how easy it's going to be. Talking from an objective standpoint, being completely brutal. I'm not here sugarcoating. I'm not here even being optimistic or, self-talk and whatever it's called, mantras. No. Looking at it, being honest, that's what it is. I am uncertain about the future. I have no clue. I have no clue about my relationships. You know what I'm saying? So it's all uncertainties. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen. Right? And this is the reason why I wrote in my notebook that I don't know what the fuck am I doing or where am I heading, and so does everybody else. So does everybody else is probably not the most important, but it's very important. Because nobody else does. Today, the number one person in the class, the girl who ranked the first in class in college, actually, we text each other a little bit, and it's like one text a day at night. So as I send her a message, she responds. I respond after 24 hours. She responds, and I respond. It's just something like that. It doesn't happen a lot. It just happens rarely. But she sent me a few audios and whatnot. And hearing her also got me thinking. I said, well, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing either. I know that for a fact. Nobody does. Even the biggest entrepreneurs and people that we look up to, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know. I mean, I talked to my professors. I applied for a visa application, not visa application. It was a scholarship application, and I need recommendations from professors. And I sent a few professors, and they all said yes, sure, whatever. And I just realized that they don't know what the fuck they're doing either, right? So if nobody knows what the fuck they're doing, then it's almost as a universal law. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. So it's just constant, and we should check it as constant, and yeah, big whoops. That's the case for everybody else. Now, the point which is more important, and so what? I think that's what gives me the leverage, which is, if nobody knows what the fuck they're doing, I might just do something anyway. You know what I'm saying? I might just do something, right? I mean, right now I was like, oh, maybe I need to sleep, or I want to shower, but, well, there's no water. There is a water outage for whatever reason. They're probably fixing something. And, oh, I can do that, so I really want to sleep. Well, I don't want to sleep now. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to film a video. I mean, actually, I wrote in the notebook, but you got the point. One thing leads to another. And that's the thing. In life, if you really want to achieve anything, you need constant action. And you know, a lot of people that I speak with, I mean, I don't think that this is true, but I'm going to say anyway. Some people that I speak with, it's almost as if they feel that I'm going too fast, as if they want things and like, well, this takes time. Like, no, it doesn't take time. Today it happens. And this is, I wouldn't say this is original idea from me. I said I fucking started this video talking about how I wasn't fast and how I learned it from my brother. More than that, I also learned it from Andrew Tate in his course, his primary course, and his #1 rule is speed. And that podcast or that rule or that whatever, that course, I probably play it on repeat every day for however long, as much as you mean. But I'll probably, like, when I'm cooking, or when I'm really not doing anything that requires voice, I put it in the background. Who cares? Maybe I hear a little bit, right? Because the importance of speed is just so important that which will make so much difference in the world. If you do the same thing you and everybody else in the world, but you do it 10 times faster, you're probably going to be the richest man in the world regardless. That's just how it goes. It's not rocket science. It's really not. So, looking at the process of my life, every time I was uncertain, or I really didn't know what the fuck I was going to do, I sit and I think, and I go on social media and I distract myself, and I have all of this self-doubt and negative talk and bullshit, and it takes me 2-3 weeks. Then I fucking decide that I gotta do something, and I do that shit, and I'm like, fuck, this is bullshit. I mean, why? Do it the same day. Right now I'm filming a video. I mean, who cares? You know what I'm saying? And this also obviously is coupled with other traits and not personality traits, but competences or skills. One of them is not giving a fuck about other people as well. I mean, a few days ago, I went to this conference or a meeting with the biggest content creators in Morocco, and there were a lot of content creators, young content creators, small content creators from our city, and they make a lot of content. And it was good. I actually learned a lot. And came back home. I filmed a small video, it's Moroccan content, so don't worry about it. And I uploaded the video, whatever. The video did get like 3,000 views, 4,000, nothing really. But, and today I went on social media and they say everybody that posted really got the views up. And it was, I mean, just saw the likes, didn't see the views. I went to the account, I was like, let me see how much views. I said, well, why? Is that gonna change anything? I don't give a fuck. Oh, they spent fucking 4 days editing the subtitles and making edits. I made it raw. So I don't give a fuck. And you have a lot of things that I have to do. It's not my priority. These kids have time to make subtitles and shit. I don't, yeah, you go do that, bruv. I don't give a fuck. But that's the thing. Is that almost as if you're going to compare yourself. Well, what's the metrics? They took 4 days editing. I took 15 minutes, probably, max. And I showed it to my best friend. So I'm like, well, do you like it? He said, yeah, I'll post it. And I posted it. Not really complicated. They make the edits and shit. And I don't give a fuck, right? But that's the point. Is you shouldn't give a fuck about other people. A lot of the times, I mean, even the content creators that was there, one of the girls, they have them on WhatsApp because we exchange numbers, and I can look at her Instagram story. I'm like, nope, nah, nope, don't give a fuck. I really don't. Why would I? How does that will make me closer to my goals? It won't. Staying in the library learning German, that will. Making these videos, this will, right? These will help me a lot. Applying for scholarships abroad, that will. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to stay in Morocco. Let's be honest. I mean, I want to live abroad. I want to go abroad. I don't want to. The fuck? Who wants to live in Morocco, bro? I mean, what's the reason I have this channel anyway? Speaking English and having this perfect English. Why? To go live abroad. So when I have the opportunity to live abroad, I'm fucking ready. I'm as sharp as a knife. So that's what it is. So the point here is nobody really knows what the fuck they're doing or what the fuck they're hitting. I don't know what the fuck am I doing or where the fuck am I heading. And so does every fucking body else. Watch this video again and again and again and again, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Because this has to become like a second nature to you in your unconscious mind, written on there. You don't even think about it, it just happens. You're like, well, I don't know what the fuck am I doing, so does everybody else, so I might just well take action and take it fast, speed. And subscribe.